not super familiar with Mightykeef. I see him show up on my timeline occasionally, and I see people beefing with him. It is what it is, right? But he put this out, and I do think it's worth having this conversation. It says a lot of the people that told you for months Dragon Age: The Veilguard was a part of this huge wokeness infection that is making the gaming industry bad are now playing and creating content for the game, expanding its reach and possible sales. Hypocrites. He says, even if that's how you really feel about current day gaming, you should see the people blatantly being hypocrites and call them out on it. I would never say the KKK is bad for society and then support them monetarily by going to some rally or some shit. Some of their fans are saying, how are they supposed to accurately talk about the game? They had no problem inaccurately talking about the game for months, and now all of a sudden they have to play the game to speak about it. Fuck out of here! It's hypocrisy. End of story. This isn't a case where they think something is in a game is bad and need to prove it. They already knew the game had the woke ideology they claim is destroying the community. To have that knowledge and buy it anyway after telling people not to is hypocritical. Vara, I feel like you have a lot to say here.
This infuriates me so much. So he talks about how content creators talk inaccurately for months leading up to release about a game. Why do companies release teasers and trailers? It is for people to judge them. It is for people to decide if it is worth their money. And that is what content creators are doing, is simply talking about material, whether it is interviews, teasers and trailers, released images. We are simply giving our first impressions, and that is exactly why teasers and trailers exist, is to judge them. So all we are doing is recording a video where we're doing that instead of just, viewing it and moving on. Now, of course, I play a lot of these video games. I played Dustborn, Concord, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. I'm playing Dragon Age: The Veilguard. First of all, it's my job to play video games, right? I criticize these journalists for not playing games and then putting out reviews. I know we had talked about it on Side Scrollers a couple of weeks ago, but I put out a thread that really upset these people because I said they should prove that they are playing these games, whether they are releasing an image of the trophy of completing it, they're recording their playthrough, they're doing a live stream, something to just prove it, because trust with these people is at an all-time low. But I do not want to be as bad as them. They clearly do not play games in totality, and yet they judge them. And while I do talk about games before release, I think it is only fair that if I talk about them, that I do try to play them and I do try to give them a chance, because sometimes I'm wrong. I'm a human being. Sometimes I'll say a game looks like trash and I play it and I go, wow, that's actually pretty freaking good. And if there are 100 people watching my live stream and only I purchased a copy, that is 1 versus 100, and that is a major win. It's like in my stream yesterday, I had 1,800 people watching, and sure, I'm getting views for it. I'm getting monetarily compensated for it. But on the flip side, I would still be doing that because that is what I believe in, is that integrity, and that is what the mainstream industry is missing right now. Like, I put up a poll on my Veilguard stream yesterday. It was 95% of people said they would not buy it. That is over $150,000 that I cost BioWare. And maybe by the end of the playthrough, I'll say it's amazing, you all should go buy it, and then that's positive press for them. But when you're creating a bad game, of course, I'm going to fairly criticize it and say it's bad. But by streaming the game, I'm either costing them money or I'm doing charity work and I'm giving them free press, and maybe people will end up loving it. But at the end of the day, it would be a lose-lose situation for a content creator like myself if I didn't stream it, or if I did stream it, because these people do not care. I had put up a post, but I said, it's either you didn't play the game, you have no idea what content is in it besides a few clips, or haha, you're lining up to play the game you've said sucked. I would rather play a game and form my opinion after release instead of judge it solely based on clips. And if it's an L to form my own opinion, I'll take the L, I guess, because to me, it's not. It's a W.
I think the idea of when you said your initial conversation of these people who are playing these games, reviewing these games, should release the footage of them playing and reviewing these games, right? I don't understand what's so crazy about that idea. Like, you've already done it. It's not like they're saying you're saying you need to add commentary to it. Just
Right.
share your experience to it.
Right.
That stuff is going to be uploaded literally day one anyways.
Yes, and their argument back, their retort was, oh, there are no content creators who do that, which is a complete and utter lie. There are so many YouTubers out there who will get the codes clearly days to weeks in advance, and on release day, the very minute the game is fully launched, they release a full playthrough. So that excuse doesn't work. And I'm not even sitting here saying, they have to have commentary, they have to, actually give us lots of, their in-depth thoughts while they're playing. I just want some sort of proof. They could have responded with, how about a trophy system where we just screenshot that we got the trophy? That would be perfectly fine with me. It's just that they need to try and give us some level of trust again. And that's not what they're doing, because they hate us and they don't care about our opinions about them, which is absurd given they need us to click their articles so that they can continue to have jobs.